Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Wednesday, May 1st, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back and better than ever. Coming to you direct from the RX Muscle Studios on Hump Day with another edition of the world-famous Recap Wednesday, where we're starting off today's show over in Alicante, Spain, where some of the best in the business made their way out to the beautiful Spanish shoreline to compete at the Bigman weekend. And just as we predicted here last week, bringing home the top spot in the men's open was the king of the gym, Josh LENARTOWICZ. The runner-up spot went to a ridiculous-looking Akeem Williams, who was probably at his all-time best. And closing out the top three was a super grainy James Hollingshead. Over on the bikini side, it was all about Portugal's Beatriz Biscaya, who jumped out to an early lead and never looked back on her way to the win. The runner-up position went to UK's Phoebe Hagen, and coming in a very respectable third there was Finland's Nora Mahonen. If you like great weather, great food, and great bodybuilding, hopefully you made your way out to Sao Paulo, Brazil last weekend to check in on the muscle contest Nacional. In the 212 division, Ukrainian nightmare Ole Crevery punched his ticket to the OLYMPIA by locking down the win. The number 2 spot went to a very good version of 212 Olympia contender Ricardo Correa, and finishing in third was Chile's Leonardo Cardoza. In the bikini division, Isa Pacini hit one out of the park to snag our first win of the year. Swiss smoke show Priscilla Linebacher fell into second in her season debut, and closing out the top three here was native Brazilian Lucia da Silva. All things considered, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers actually made out pretty well in last weekend's NFL draft. But if there was one guy they could have used a late round compensatory pick on, it should have been hometown favorite Ray Edmonds, because this guy looks like he's ready to wreak havoc. 5 days out from making his presence felt at this weekend's Pittsburgh Pro, the Edmonds camp released a short clip of their guy going through a few post-training mandatories. When you see him standing alone, it's hard to wrap your head around there being anyone else who's better than him in the game right now. And when the smoke clears in Pittsburgh, there won't be anyone in the building who's shocked if he's the last man standing. Keeping with my NFL draft theme, while I was watching all the post-draft coverage, it jumped out to me that smart GMs always figure out a way to win the draft. So tell me then how it is that John Elway managed to whiff on another pick and not choose the hottest prospect in his own town in figure icon Kamla Rodriguez. A few days ago, new video emerged of Kamla cranking out a solid back session as she gears up for round 3 of her 2019 campaign. Up to this point in the season, we've seen some flashes from Kamla that she might be on the verge of regaining her old championship form. So as long as she's willing to keep putting on the work, I won't be long before we see it reflected in her placings. I remember seeing an interview with Branch Warren once where he talked about how much he hated the feeling of being second, because it was a reminder that you were good, but just not good enough. So hopefully Hameed Juma can channel his inner Branch Warren and use that second place finish he had at the Ireland Pro last month as fuel for the rest of the year. To me, Hameed is one of those guys who's right on the verge of breaking through to the next level, where I can see him being a top 10 Olympian at some point down the road. So as long as he doesn't get frustrated and keeps staying the course, I can see good things coming his way at some point down the line. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.